summaries. Today, I'll be doing episode 397, Ash and May, Heated Battles in Home. Now, this episode is going to be a little bit different than your average episode, because it's actually a recap episode, or a clip show episode, whichever you prefer to define it as, and it basically just goes over shit that we've already seen, with the exception of the first little scene here, which is Ash and the gang still on the boat to Slateport City. They were just pulling into it, and while they were, Ash and May decided to recollect on their journeys so far, to see how far they've come. So, Ash, who was very excited for the Evergrande conference soon, remembered all of his 8 gym battles that he had to do in order to get this bar, and May remembered all her contest battles that earned her the 5 ribbons that she needed for the Home Grand Festival, which she was just about to arrive to, in hopes that she would get the motivation needed to participate in the Grand Festival. First, we start off with a little recap of the very ending of Ash's home gym battles, where he got the rain badge from Juan, and we also see the last little performance of May's, which was her final battle with her Skitty against Erica's Jinx, where she won the purple ribbon. Now, we go to Ash's first gym battle, and we see him arriving at the Rustboro gym before challenging Roxanne. And the only battle we see during this recap is Pikachu versus Nosepass, where Pikachu came out victorious and was officially declared the winner by the referee, and Ash got the stone badge. And congratulated Pikachu. Next, we go to Dewford Island, where Ash was first running for his Dewford gym battle at the Dewford gym that had a little golden arch at the top that had a Machoke and Machop on it. Before the battle actually began, Ash had observed Brawly and his Makuhita surfing, and during his first battle, it was Trico battling Makuhita. That's the battle that we saw, but then Makuhita evolved into Hariyama and knocked Trico the fuck out. So the ref officially declared Brawly and Hariyama the winner. Next up, we see Ash and Brawly's rematch, where they battled in that stadium with the lights and the geysers, and Trico came out on top by defeating Brawly's Hariyama. That was the main event of the battle for sure, and then Ash won the Knuckle Badge and cheered for Trico. We then see brief shots of Ash winning his 3rd gym battle against Watson, getting the Dynamo Badge, and Ash winning his 4th gym battle against Flannery, and getting the Heat Badge. And next, we have a tiny little intermission where we see that Ash and the gang had gotten off of the ship and had officially arrived in Slateport City. Anyways, back to the recap. Next was the first ever gym battle between Ash and Norman, all the way back in episode 3, where Norman sent out his Vigoroth, and it absolutely beat the shit out of Ash's Pikachu. We then see the genuine battle, though, where Ash ends up having his Pikachu battle Norman Slackoth, and eventually Pikachu gets substituted out for Torkoal, who was easily able to defeat Slackoth, and then it was Torkoal versus Norman's second Pokemon, Vigoroth, but Vigoroth easily knocked Torkoal out, so Ash sent Pikachu back out. And this matchup ended in a double knockout, with Pikachu knocking out Vigoroth first, but a few seconds later passing out as well. So Norman and Ash were both down to their last Pokemon, Slacking and Grovyle, and the battle was definitely an intense one, but when Grovyle was able to use Overgrowth as its hidden ability, it was able to knock Slacking out and win Ash the Balance Badge, which Kenny, the gym referee, officially declared. Now, as for Ash's battle in Fortree against Winona, it was a lot less detailed, with us just seeing the final match between Ash's Swallow and Winona's Swallow, and Ash's Swallow mastering Aerial Ace to come out on top. Next, it was his 7th gym battle in Maz Deep City against Tate and Liza and their Solrock and Lunatone versus his Swallow and Pikachu, where he won extremely easily after using that bullshit gold armor technique on Swallow and Pikachu. Next, we see Ash and the gang arriving in Sutopolis City, and before the actual gym battle, we see a recap of the mayor of Sutopolis City welcoming Juan out onto the auditorium stage, and the audience cheers as Juan does his grand water Pokemon performance with a lot of his Pokemon. And then we finally see the gym battle, which started off as a double battle between Seaking and Celio versus Pikachu and Snorunt. Although Snorunt got knocked out, so Ash sent out Corphish in its place, and Corphish and Pikachu were able to take down Celio and Seaking, with Corphish taking down the farmer and Pikachu taking down the ladder. Next, we saw the battlefield change from a regular pool to a pool with land sections, and we went to the first one-on-one battle, which was Grovyle versus Luvdisc, where Luvdisc somehow won. I'm still baffled as to how that occurred. So Ash sends Corphish back out next, and it easily takes out Luvdisc, but then Juan brings out his Wishcash, and it easily takes out Corphish. Ash sends out Swallow next, and it easily takes out Wishcash. Juan then sent out his last Mon, though, being a Milotic, and it was able to take out Swallow, so Ash sent Pikachu back out, and by doing the strategy where Pikachu climbed up onto Milotic and dodged the Hydro Pumps and then electrocuted it, and basically fought it underwater, Pikachu came out victorious, so Sebastian, the gym referee, declared Ash the winner, and that's how he won his last gym badge, the Rain Badge, and he and Pikachu did a massive victory pose for that one. Now, we go to May's thoughts as she remembers her history in the contest up to this point. The first contest was, of course, the Slateport contest, in which she fought against Drew, and unfortunately, she ended up losing to Drew and his Roselia when she used her Beauty Fly. Other things of note were May having her contest judged by Vivian for the first time, and also Robert and his Milotic, who Ash and the gang were all very impressed by. Also, even though May lost to Drew, she put up a valiant effort in the appeals round with her Beauty Fly, really impressing her old contestant Mr. Sakizo and Nurse Joy, as well as Vivian, with her frisbee throwing tricks. She was very sad after the loss, but she got over it because her friends encouraged her, and she knew she did her best, and all that shit. Next up was her second contest in Fall Arbor Town, which involved her taking on Grace and her Medicham using her Beauty Fly. She once again absolutely nailed the appeals round, but she managed to defeat Grace as well. And she did a victory pose with the Fall Arbor ribbon. Next was her performance in Verdanturf Town, during which she took on Timmy under his Phantom pseudonym and his Dusclops using her Skitty, and she managed to win this contest as well, proudly posing with her next ribbon, the Verdanturf ribbon. Her next contest was the Rubelo contest, during which she and her Bulbasaur went up against Savannah and her Lairon. And this was a battle that really humbled May, since she not only lost the contest, but it was very humiliating for her, and all the judges even criticized her for how she was pushing Bulbasaur way too far and not taking his feelings into account. But thankfully, this contest was also one of major growth for May, since she went outside to apologize to Bulbasaur, and Ash came to her and basically taught her a lesson about how to care for her Pokemon better, and shit like that, saying that that's truly what mattered. And also, Savannah didn't even end up winning the contest, because Drew ended up taking the victory. Anyways, the next contest was the Lily Cove contest, where May and her Combuskin went up against Kelly and her Grumpig, and May and her Combuskin got the win, earning themselves the Lily Cove ribbon. Next, while May was on the boat to Purika, she met a coordinator named Harley and his Cacturn, and the two of them quickly formed a rivalry, with Harley essentially hating May as he quietly took a picture of her and like made an X on her picture to show how much he hated her and all that, all because she fucking said something nice about his cookies. She was just like, oh yeah, these cookies aren't bad, and Harley was like, oh fuck you, and he developed a grudge because of this, and this led him to basically talk to Max and expose a dangerous secret about May and her backstory, where her mother essentially mistook her for a Tentacool. But anyways, as the contest went on, once May had reached Purika, of course, Harley was entering as well. But May didn't fight Harley first, she actually fought him second. The first person she fought was this random ass dude named Kent and his Surskit, who she easily beat. And then her and her Bulbasaur fought against Harley and his Cacturn, and sure enough, May won and got the Purika ribbon. But Harley was really mad after this and basically declared that he would get his revenge eventually. We then have May's last and most recent contest, the Pacific Log contest, where she ended up winning the Pacific Log ribbon after beating Joshua and his Houndoom with her Skitty, and also beating Erica and her Jinx with her Skitty, and posing with the Pacific Log ribbon, the purple one. And that brings us to where we are now, where May has gotten all the ribbons she needed. So now she was on the boat back to Slateport, where the Grand Festival was taking place, and this recap ends with an actual new scene. Ash and the gang get off the boat and officially arrive at Slateport in front of the Grand Festival Contest Hall. Yay!